What's up, everyone? I've been absent the last couple weeks and haven't been playing really too heavy, and that's a good thing because like weird stuff has been happening DFS wise in football, and usually if you do your stacks and mini stacks, correlate a lot of plays, you'll be well off ahead of the pack. But lately, it's just been like a 9-player pick'em that's been winning a lot of things, which happens. But the way to go is to correlate at least some of your lineup, and I feel like this is going to be a refreshing kind of a video that not to me other people do on these mini stacks, these 1 versus 1 plays without the quarterback. And I think, well, I don't know the ownership. I haven't watched any other videos yet this week. But I think a common one is going to be Chubb, because people are going to look at, Titans are 26th, and Chubb has been going off. The Titans have just had injuries on the defensive line. That's why they're so bad defensively right now. And they're going to look at this, and this is an expensive one that maybe won't be highly owned. At first glance, I love this right here. But to be a little more sharp, that's a little more expensive, that not too many people will be doing, because there's a golden rule apparently that you can't play running backs in the same game. Why not? If it's going to be a high-scoring game, and both running backs get the ball 20 plus times. Now, this goes against my belief where I like pass-catching running backs. And these guys aren't not that. They might get a couple catches a game, but also, even if the Browns are down by 20, they're still going to run the ball. Like, these two teams, they won't ignore what got them to their winning records to this point. Like, Baker Mayfield's not going to throw the ball 60 times a game, even if they're down. So, I like this as a little sharp play, but to save more money, I would go the Chubb and A.J. Brown, or maybe this is one of my stacks, to go in Tannehill, Chubb, A.J. Brown. Just be a little bit different. But let me read you a stat. And for whatever reason, we think that the Browns are really good against the run. Well, for the year, they've given up 108 rushing yards. The last 3 games, 112 average. The last game they gave up 140 to James Robinson. The guy who's very talented, but with that offensive line, he's been averaging like 2.8 yards per carry pretty much every game, because I had him every single week instead of last week. Go figure. And then comparatively, the last 3 games, the Titans are only giving up 106 rushing yards and only gave up 56 last game, but for the year, 115. So even that, they're not too far off. And these teams, they know how to run the ball. So unless they're playing the Ravens, and Derrick Henry still had, like 18 points against the Ravens? He had 23 against the Ravens the second time, or the only time. He had 23. I'm thinking of the Steelers. He had 15 against the Steelers. So unless he's playing the Steelers, I would play him. However, let's go. I would play Dalvin Cook this week. I would do 3 lineups, and one of them I would have Dalvin Cook. Last week he was like 30% owned. He's going to be under 20% owned. People are going to have spite for him. Yeah, I've been doing this the last couple weeks. I've been pairing him up against a tight end. And I've been playing Eifert the last 3 weeks, too. He finally paid off. But with the new quarterback in Mike Glennon, he's going to look for Eifert. Eifert's a bigger red zone target. I know you want volume more than anything, but for tournaments, sometimes you just need touchdowns. points. Eifert will give you a touchdown in this game. And he may be surprised. I'm waiting for the game he goes 4 for 40 with the touchdown for 14 points, 15 points. I'm not messing with the Jaguars receivers with Shark, Keenan Cole, Shavista. Did I butcher his name? Chenault. Olavista. Chenault. My bad. I'm not saying they're bad. It's just that you don't know which one's going to go off that week. Like Shark could have a 25-point week, and you have Keenan Cole. Then you have Shark, he goes for 8, and Keenan Cole goes for 25. So you don't know. Unless you're going to stack up the Jaguars, which I would not recommend, I'd go Eifert. It gets the tight end. The tight end position has been ugly all season long, and gets it out of the way. And with Dalvin Cook, let's see, I'm on my computer too, looking at my lineups that my dummy lineups that I just did. And, oops, my computer's acting up, of course. But, I have him in a stack with Cousins and Adam Thielen. Dalvin Cook. And there's a lot of plays with that. You could probably do a Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb lineup as well. But let's move on. Okay. I want to target this Houston and Indianapolis game. On paper, I don't want to roster any Colts at all. But Nyheim Hines is still way too cheap. I think people are going to back off because they thought he was going to... Well, he caught a lot of passes. They thought he was going to have his 12 for 70 and touchdown again against the Titans. But you don't know how many times he's going to run. He's going to catch the ball. And this game, the Colts have given up a lot of points lately. And this game's going to be in a dome. Good weather, obviously. I'll do a stacked video later on in the week. But a good Houston stack with the running back with Hines is pretty good. Everyone's going to play Brandon Cooks. I'm going to look at the number 2 wideout now. Kiki. I know I know he scored a touchdown 2 weeks ago. People are going to see this and say 3 and 4 targets. And not a lot of production. But Brandon Cooks, he's going to draw Xavier Rhodes, who got lit up last week. By what? By A.J. Brown. But however good Brandon Cooks is, he's not A.J. Brown. I'll have to look at a key stat that I've been looking at lately is explosive plays given up by the defense. See how many explosive plays the Colts have been giving up. I don't think a lot. But with Kiki, if he gives you 15 points on a $3,500 salary, he opens so much up. I'd take 10 points from Kiki. And Hines, he's a candidate for 20 every week now. And I don't know if Jonathan Taylor is going to come back and play, but even if Jonathan Taylor does come back and play, there's going to be enough points put up in this game that you can roster Hines. Or even if you want to do Pittman or T.Y. Hilton. Like last week, I so wanted to play T.Y. Hilton. I really did. Thinking if he scores 10 points at 3,900, we'll be fine. He scores 18 and I left him off. I think I played Jakeem Grant instead. Or, I played I played AJ Green instead. Thinking that AJ Green against the Giants' third cornerback in the slots with Brandon Allen would be pretty money, and he didn't have a catch. So, but I wanted to play T.Y., but I think more people are going to be on T.Y. this week. And, yeah, I would even do a Rivers, Hines, and T.Y. lineup, or a Rivers, T.Y., and Pittman lineup, and leave off Hines, because Hines will be the most popular play besides Deshaun Watson, most likely in this game. And Brandon Cooks, I'd say. Okay, let me look real quick. Oh, yeah, okay, and my last mini correlation that not so many people have, I'm going back to Nelson Aguilar. And you can pair him up with Mims for 4,100, but I like Perriman. He's really low owned. You get cheaper somehow. But if I was playing a cash game, I'd be confident in Perriman. Getting 10 points floor and then high ceiling. For tournaments, I have a lineup with Mims, and then I have another lineup with Bashar Perriman at this point. Which probably will change by Sunday, but Perriman, he's got, like, the Raiders don't give up that many explosive plays, and I haven't seen the Jets play this year. But Perriman kind of is what, like, Robbie Anderson has been doing with the Panthers, besides, like, the last couple games, not including last week. He's, like, the deep threat, but it looks like he's getting the ball, like, on medium routes. And he doesn't need a lot of catches to rack up the points. So, like, Mims, any week now, he'll go off for 20. I have no doubt. But Perriman has a chance to go off for 20 every game. If not, he'll still get a 10, 12 points like what Mims is doing. He's $200 cheaper. And I think there won't be as much ownership on Perriman than Mims. Like, they both have low ownership until Mims or Perriman, one of them goes off. But I like this as my sneaky 1-1. Not too many people are going to have Jets players in their lineups moving forward, I'd assume. And let me look. Oh, okay. Let me throw out one more. Let me open this up on my computer. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is also going to be Devontae Parker week. And you can play him by himself easily. Go up against a bad defense again. Especially if Fitzpatrick is playing, Parker should be in every one of your lineups. It's good that he's 6,400 now. If he was below 6,000, everyone would play him. Now, some people, probably most people, are going to think twice because he's expensive. And they can let's see who else they can go with at this price range. That's maybe a bigger name. Like, if Julio is healthy, Jarvis Landry, since he had a great game, Cooper Kupp's going to have a rebound game, Woods, rebound game, Brandon Cooks. So people are going to go, oh, I like Brandon Cooks better. He's $800 cheaper, and he's probably the same production as Devontae Parker, is what people are going to think. And you pair him up and get rid of the tight end position with Drew Sample. For one, when there's a new quarterback, but the backup quarterback comes in, his favorite target is usually the tight end. And he went from 4.9 to 7 points in only 4 to 5 targets. But what this is telling me, instead of the AJ Green, he's probably throwing to Boyd and Drew Sample. And Brandon Allen, he only had 130 yards last game, and 40 of them went to Sample. So about 30% went to Sample. And Brandon Allen is better than what he played. He could get 200 yards. And 30% of 200s, around like 60, 65. So if he has 4 for 65, 5 for 65, that's 11 points. He scores a touchdown, even better. No one's going to have him. He'll be under 3%. But what this does is it correlates with Parker. And if this game, if the Bengals somehow score 2 touchdowns, Sample might have one of them. But you know Parker's going to get his. And if I was playing cash games, I'd look Parker's way. Very consistent, especially with Fitzpatrick. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing, hitting that like button, and I will work on getting another video up and out tomorrow, Thursday. Alright guys, have a great rest of your Wednesday.